You're the owner of a small business, which means you're also the tech guy, and HR, and personal assistant, and head honcho, and intern. You could use another pair of hands, like the experts you'll find at Verizon Small Business Days, April 21st through 27th. Get a free tech check, special deals, and more. Call 1-800-483-4428 or visit verizon.com/smallbusiness to book your appointment. Verizon Business.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Wow. Still a little stuffed from Thursday because there was nobody here, so I had to eat all the food. Pretty much all by myself. No, I had my wife and daughter to help, but, it's different this year. You noticed it was
Indeed
different?
it is. Yes, we had it on Zoom like everybody else.
Yeah, we just, I cooked a little turkey. Actually found a little turkey. Was so proud of my shipped shopper. They found me a little turkey. They had to go in the back because little turkeys were hard to come by this year.
I believe that, too.
All the little groups. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the exciting holiday edition of Talking Real Money. I'm Don McDonald. Over there's Tom Cock. This is a show about your dough, about the things you do with your money and how you can do better things with your money for the future.
And you may be thinking now about spending it, right? Because we're in the holiday
season.
Other than you, Mr. Ebenezer, I know you're the absolute killjoy when it comes to that kind of thing.
That is not true.
That is true.
I got my wife a nice gift already.
What?
During
a
Black Friday. I'm not telling you on the radio. She could be listening.
Oh, she might not be, though, too.
Yeah, well, she might not be. Odds are that she's not, but she does sometimes.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
But I bought a present.
Give you that one. I'm going to let you have that one.
And
but generally,
I don't need to get my daughter anything because I kind of support her at 26. So she's just, the heck with that.
That's enough.
That's enough.
See, now we're starting to hear the other side of the.
She lives in the garage apartment. She's on my insurance. Yeah, that's enough.
All right. So you're talking
about. And I know she's not listening to the show.
Good point.
She never listens.
No one's here. Listen, because you can't, because I turn off the Wi-Fi for everybody else, so they can't.
Smart
can't
move.
Do it. Yeah. But maybe we should talk about the other side of the equation.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Before we go on. You live in the Seattle metro area. They have cars. Yes. They can listen.
Do.
They don't need the internet like we need it here in Florida. They can listen.
The reason they won't listen
because they're not in the car?
Because Kelly Clarkson won't sing Underneath the Tree on this show. That's why. Pretty sure.
I don't even know if I know.
Mariah Carey won't do All I Need for Christmas Is You. We probably should sing that. Our ratings will go through the ceiling.
No, we can't because we'd have to pay royalties.
Yeah, all right. We don't want to get. Speaking of paying.
Yes.
Paying a big price. A big price.
Oh, wait, I haven't given the number out yet.
Oh, give the number.
We need our callers to keep us company on this holiday
review
weekend.
Called us uneven, by the way.
What review? We got a review?
Well, we have lots of reviews.
Oh, are you talking about the podcast reviews?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One guy called us uneven, which I thought was pretty good. Actually.
Really? I didn't read that. I'm going to go back and find that.
Well, it's very old. It's a couple of years old.
Oh, well, we were uneven back then. We've gotten better. 855-935-TALK is our phone number, 855-935-8255. Hey, by the way, do you know when Talking Real Money started?
I can't tell you that.
2014.
Just 6 years ago?
Mm-hmm. I checked with Dave Samp at Como Radio. He gave me the date.
Okay, but if we want to go way back.
Oh, yeah. I'm just talking about
We're not going to do that.
I'm talking about this show on
That'd take
Como.
up the whole show. Yeah, that'd take up. We've done
again. 855-935-TALK is our number. Now I'm going to let Tom talk. Go ahead.
Well, I was talking about losing big because you really don't. Well, because so many people did. So many people are. Right? I mean, because of what's happened here the last few weeks when people said, what did they say? What did they say?
Oh, no. What did they say?
I know what they said. I know what they said. They said, I want to wait till the election's over.
Oh, to invest. Yeah.
I want to wait till the COVID's over. I want to wait. Or I want to move my money into something safe. And this is why you never do this. Since November, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which I know you hate.
I do.
Up 13%. Mm-hmm. The S&P 500 up 12. But how about this? The part of the market that we tell you really got to own, and most of you do not own.
No.
Very few of us.
Didn't one hedge fund manager recently close his hedge fund because he said value investing was dead?
That's
just
right.
like a month
It's
ago
over.
he said that. 2
Well,
months.
and he got out just in the right time.
Yeah.
Because in the month of November, U.S. small cap values up about 20%. 20%.
In 1 month.
One month.
Month.
I know. Okay, so let's go back to the Tom and Don rules of order when it comes to investing. First of all, your investments are about you. They're not about the election, the COVID, the whatever, because there's always the whatever. Number two, John Bogle was right. Nobody knows nothing. Nobody knows nothing about what will happen on Monday forward. All we know is what history says you should invest widely diversified, keep your costs low, which brings me to number three. Because I talked to a gentleman the other day on the phone, and his money's at Ed Jones. And he said, so what you're telling me is moving forward, Ed Jones knows no more about the future than you do. And I said, no, but I can make you a guarantee. We are going to be more widely diversified, as you should be. Our costs will be lower than their costs will be, and you won't end up in a bunch of actively managed funds where people do think they see the future. That's the difference.
So pay less, better diversification, emulate the market, and we don't know the future. Hey, we're done. Thanks so much for being a part of Talking Real Money. It's been a great 6.5, almost 7 years, but now we've done it. We've actually broken the code. You don't have to listen anymore. 855-935-TALK if you want to call, though.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Everybody needs help with their money now and again, and if you need more help than we can give in the course of this podcast or show, set up an appointment with one of our advisors for a free actual meeting with no obligation and no high-pressure sales pitch. Just go to vestory.com, that's vestory.com, or call 800-386-3004.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
We are actually here on this Thanksgiving weekend or Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Silly Sunday weekend. I don't know. People are lining up to go shopping. Would you line up to go shopping with COVID? No.
Well, I never was a person to go line up anyway, but
Yeah. Well,
I don't know how long it's been since I've been to like a mall. A long time.
I think the last time I went was February when I was in the Seattle area for Retire Meet and went to Bellevue Square. That would have been the last time.
Yeah.
855-935-TALK. That is our phone number. We welcome, encourage, love to take your questions about money matters of any kind. We can also take them online at our website, talkingrealmoney.com. Just hit the contact button, and you can type it in like Eric did. Eric typed a question.
Yes.
It's to me, though. But I'll let you participate.
Okay.
It just says Don. Because they know me. Because you ready for the first sentence?
You going to try and hurt my feelings during the holidays here or something?
No, just say it in fact. The reason he said Don is because of the first sentence. Don, I know this will get you fired up.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Oh, guess what this one's about? I don't know. What could it possibly be about? I am helping my parents, both in their early 70s, straighten out their retirement savings. They have been working with a financial advisor. He actually typed that in. Financial advisor.
Yeah.
Really insurance salesman from Bankers Life Securities. He took over each of their retirement accounts. Insurance salesman. One traditional IRA for dad, traditional IRA for mom, Roth IRA for mom, as well as two brokerage accounts. He had them invest mostly in muni bond funds. So he's selling funds. He's got a mutual fund license. He had them invest mostly in muni bond funds with a yield. Wait, their IRA. Oh, they have brokerage accounts. Okay. Muni bond funds with a yield below 1% and is charging them, get the fees, 1.45% on the one brokerage account. So they're losing money. They got 1% muni bonds.
But he's getting paid
1.45.
All right, that's good.
They are retired on Social Security. Oh, and they're in munis. They're retired on Social Security in a small pension and in a very low tax bracket. So
let's explain something there first. A couple of things before you get to the actual question. Why you're so upset. Beyond the IRAs into an annuity. Okay, first of all, while it may make sense from a tax standpoint to
Yeah.
own municipal bonds in a taxable account, like a brokerage account, we looked at this a couple of years ago again because it comes up from time to time. You really have to make a decent amount of income before you even get to a bracket where it makes sense to get the less interest you're going to get from municipal bonds. That's a lot of words. But the bottom line is, for most people, just regular government bonds are probably okay.
So right now, we have already gotten this retirement salesperson, insurance salesperson, we've already gotten them on the competence scale to extremely incompetent. They're already there, and we're not done.
The letter goes on.
We've transferred the money in that brokerage account to Vanguard.
Thank you.
We are also looking to transfer one of the IRAs to Vanguard in the near future. Those accounts I'm okay with. Because I can just move them to Vanguard. Uh-oh. The big concern I have is that I love this guy's language. This charlatan, that's such a good word, sold them deferred indexed annuities.
Of course he did.
Wait, all we have left are retirement accounts, right? Oh, no. We still have a brokerage account. He pulled the money from one of the brokerage accounts and put it into an annuity. And the part that really gets me, we're not even to the part that really gets him yet. The part that really gets me is that he put $50,000 from Dad's IRA and $60,000 from Mom's Roth IRA. And then
Roth?
Listen to this. Then in parentheses, he says, "This is like a red-hot poker in the eye." Oh, also, get this, in the IRAs, into indexed annuities.
Is this for real?
Yep. With a cap of 2.
You sure this isn't an early showing of The Grinch Stole Christmas?
It's something.
Come on.
With a cap of 2.7% to boot. He never explained what he was investing in. He didn't explain what an annuity was. He just told them it was safe. He didn't tell them about the surrender charges, only that they could take out 10% per year without charges. How can it be legal or ethical to recommend someone put deferred annuity into a Roth IRA? The funds have been in annuity since 2016, and we're trying to get the current surrender charges, but the insurance salesman isn't responding to questions about that.
Well, okay, let's
wait.
take that
I'm not
apart a
done.
little bit.
Hold on.
Oh, there's more?
There's more. What are the options for getting this money out? Can the IRAs with the annuities in them be transferred to another custodian, i.e. Vanguard, and pull the money out over time and invest it in different securities? They don't currently need the money, but if something happens to Dad, Mom will need to generate income to replace his pension. Tom.
Okay, let's pull this apart a little bit. First of all,
it's a mess.
If you only bought them 4 years ago, there's likely you're still going to have to pay the surrender no matter what.
Probably
at least a few more
5
years.
or 6% right now.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. If you're just going to try to clean things up, get it over with, which I recommend doing, by the way. Number two, we've said this many times in many ways.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
Oh, wrong.
We've
wrong
said
song.
that. No, there is absolutely no way, 100% idiocy to take IRAs.
Idiocy.
Thank you.
Sorry, just help
And
me.
put it into an annuity.
No, bad idea.
Ever.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. I think Jason Zweig once said, if anybody tries to do that, don't just leave the office, run out of the office. I mean, it is such a bad idea, but okay.
And
So the
toss a
money's there.
Molotov cocktail in behind you. Joe.
Yeah, okay, and then so if you can't, in today's world, that's not a good idea. Here's the thing: if you can't get a hold of the person who sold it to me, that's okay. You can call the insurance company directly. We've done that for for clients before, where we sit down on the phone with them, and say, "Here's what we're trying to do. How do we do it?" The answer to his question is, "Yeah, you can give it that much. You can move those over to Vanguard. They'll figure out how to break them up, but you're going to pay a surrender charge.
You're gonna pay it
to get out of it. I mean, if you're paying the guy woman 1.5% a year."
Well,
which is outrageous, plus the cost of the annuity product.
Well, they're not
probably going to make sense.
They're not paying the 1.45 anymore. They got all that money out and put it into Vanguard.
Oh.
They got that out already. So now all we have is the indexed annuities in the IRAs. Now, let me tell you what I would do, because here's the problem. You stay, you pay, you go, you pay. You pay one way or the other. It doesn't really matter. I know the surrender seems painful, but that's just going ahead and losing what you've already lost. And you're going to lose just by staying in.
It's like being in a bad relationship. Just write the check.
Yeah. You just want to get the heck out.
I mean, because you just got to get out. I mean, what you said is right. It's pay me now or pay me later. Really.
Yeah. Well, or pay me along the waiter.
Yeah.
I just had to make it rhyme.
Well, we can't. There's no waiters because we can't go out anywhere.
The word wait.
Anyway, thank you. I got it. No, I mean, here's the thing. Would I clean that up for somebody in their 70s? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Just get it over with because it'll make things easier.
And then it's not enough money to really have a big fit over it, but you might want to just on your own bluster a little bit and threaten arbitration against this person and their company, and call the company and threaten that. You might just get a settlement.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
If you don't have a financial plan, well, sometimes you just need a little help getting started. And we offer that free help to anybody in a meeting with one of our fiduciary advisors. To set one up, just go to vestory.com, vestory.com, or call 800-386-3004. There's no obligation, no cost, and I promise, no sales pitch.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
Now, class, can any of you tell me why this particular question that we just had, can you tell me why it fires Don up? And you notice I was much
got my hand up in the back.
I was in tears for most of that call. I wasn't screaming. I was crying.
That's true.
I was weeping.
Yeah. Well.
Weeping, big alligator tears, crocodile tears, not alligator tears. They're called crocodile tears. Oh gosh. Oh, sorry. I was reading a thing a little while ago about this kid who was playing around it. It was a little 6-year-old and talking about the virus. And he goes, "Mommy, I'm trying to invent a vaccine that is tiny, tiny alligators that you inject and they eat the virus." I just thought that was so cute. Anyway, back to this thing. The reason I dislike the annuity thing is because they are horribly sold. They're sold as being safe and providing a return of the market, which with a cap of 2.7%, we can easily see is not the return of the market. We just mentioned Smalls made 20% last month, so that doesn't sound like that. They have these huge surrender charges, and why do they have the huge surrender charges? To cover... pay the guy selling them. That's right. The person who sold it, that $110,000 that went into those funds probably made that person who sold them somewhere between $9,000 and $11,000. Well, $7,500
for that one
transaction, little transaction. Yeah. So that's why I would contact the insurance company, not even the agent anymore. I would go to the insurance company and say, "I'm considering filing an arbitration claim unless you guys eliminate all of the surrender charge from this policy so I can get out because these were inappropriate, they were not properly sold, and my next call will be to an attorney to file something." And you know how often I've seen that overturned? My son is an attorney, or my uncle is an attorney. Well, in my case, it'd say pretty much everybody's an attorney. So you know how often I've seen that work? Not often. Never. It's worth trying. I'm not saying not to do it. I'm just saying don't get your hopes up, because most of the time they say, "Yeah, you signed all." But the problem is that this truly is. If this, by the way, and if this person is charging an AUM fee, which it says they are, and that's crazy, then that means they're a registered investment advisor. Well, that's a good point. And if they are, I would probably file a complaint with the Securities and Exchange Commission. I would file a complaint with your local insurance commissioner, and you're in New York. Oh, bingo. You have one of the tougher insurance commissions in the country. File a complaint with your insurance commissioner. And if this person, and a lot of them do, surprisingly large number of these charlatans have the CFP designation after their name, file a complaint with the Certified Financial Planning Board. Yeah, I think those are reasonable ideas. And again, I would still clean it up just for the reason of clarity with you, because I think he said something about the money won't be needed. Right. Well, until his mom will, if something happens to Dad. But so that's another reason to sort of have things very clear, very easy to understand, how you get access to the money when you do need it. Mm-hmm. So I think that's still a good
a good process. We know, by the way, and you did that wonderful article a couple of years ago looking at that product, and the reality is it makes nowhere near what the market provides because it's not designed to make what it can't by its very nature.
Well, this is Tom. This has been Tom's argument. He uses this with almost anybody who ever calls us on one of these deals. Well, I want the return of the stock market, but with none of the risk. If such a thing existed, we wouldn't need a stock market.
I know. It's like I just give them. And by the way, I want to eat a chocolate cake every day with no weight gain.
Yeah. I got to tell you.
Or the fudge pie.
I'm pretty sure that the pumpkin and apple pie I had on Thursday and again on Friday.
Yeah, shocking.
It's caused a little bit of a puffiness.
Well, I like that. I like saying that to people because I think that's the reality. If it was so easy, if there was one panacea, if there was one vaccine to fix all this, that you made a lot of money at no risk, there'd literally be no reason to invest in equity markets because that's risky.
Mm-hmm. There would be no stock market.
Exactly.
We need to turn our little brains on. We do. We just need to be logical about some of this stuff. It's not even that complicated. We really shouldn't have to explain it. If we just thought about it for a minute and went, oh, wait, that sounds too good to be true. Could it be? 855-935-TALK. Give us a call.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Before you end up buying a financial product that you'll regret later, either call us on the podcast or the show, or if you need a little more time, that's why we offer free meetings with our fiduciary advisors at Vestory with no cost, no obligation, and no high-pressure sales pitch, I promise. Just give us a call at 800-386-3004, or better yet, just set up an appointment at vestory.com, VESTORY.com.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Hi. We're really, truly not expecting a lot of calls today, given that it's a holiday weekend. It's like...
This feels like ninth grade again. I was always hoping for the calls, but they never came.
10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, all through college. I was
one of the cool kids. I was thinking about the other... No, I don't know. College is different story.
You're not one of the cool kids still. It's okay.
I know. I'm okay with all that.
What is Saturday? Yesterday was Black Friday, so what is today? It's like Silver Saturday? Or Super Sunday? I don't know. We're on Saturday, though.
Cyber Monday. I know that one.
Cyber Monday. Yeah. Small business.
Saturday.
American
Thank
Express
you,
invented that.
Well, that's a good one, though. And that's a good point. I'm trying to be very super conscious about this. Last night we bought local for dinner. This morning I went and got a cinnamon roll from our local establishment. I'm trying to help because honestly, without it,
small business.
A lot more
Saturday.
people are going to be gone.
Yeah, it's true.
A lot more people are going to be gone in a month. Or 2 months, or however long this goes on now.
Yeah, you mean out of work?
Well, no, I think they'll go out of business.
No,
right now,
or out of business. See, when you say gone, it implies dead.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Pardon me. No. They will go out of business, and these are companies that have been I'll say it, the Maltby Cafe, which, as you know, is very close. They're right down the road. They've been in business for 50 odd years.
Wow.
And the woman was in tears this morning.
All right.
I said, December goes well.
Wait, hold on. If you find yourself in the Maltby area, go get that big honkin' cinnamon roll from the Maltby Cafe and tell them Tom.
Bigger in my head.
Tell them Tom sent you. Really, do it. Let's see what happens. Do they know you?
That's funny. No.
That guy with the silver hair who was there this morning sent you.
I had a hat on.
The guy with the silver hair poking out from under the hat. What kind of hat?
I had my USS Reagan hat on this morning.
A sailor hat?
No, it's a regular bill, but it's
that guy who looked like.
I said, "Are you new to town, sailor?" And I said, "You betcha."
A guy,
which, by the way, coincidentally turns out to be my son-in-law's name, so it all works out well. So.
It does. Anyway, we have a phone call. I know I wasn't expecting one, but we do. Patty, you're up. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hi, I called just because you said you weren't going to get any calls.
Oh! Just to prove us wrong. Nicely done. You make me look bad now, Patty. I'm going to leave you talking to Tom because you made me look bad.
Oh, sorry.
This has to be money related.
Yeah, I did say it had to be money related. I did say that. You better have a money question.
I do.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have
All right.
I have $50,000 left on my mortgage. It's a 2.5%, 15-year, and I have 10 years left on it. And I have a money market certificate that's coming to its end, and with all the really bad interest rates right now, I'm thinking about paying off that mortgage, and I wanted to know what you thought.
Is your mortgage what, like $12 a month?
Yeah, must be 50 cents.
It's like you have the
Come
world's
on,
smallest
15
mortgage
years
payments.
at 50,000. I could run the number, but it's got to be pretty
It's gonna be
small.
Go ahead, Tom.
How old are you, Patty? How old?
I'm 62.
Oh, she's just a babe.
That's scary.
in the woods.
Yeah, that's the same age I am.
Yeah.
So you got like a year left
is
or
that
two,
a money
maybe.
question?
So, Patty, I bet you're still blonde too, aren't you?
No.
Oh, no, I'm kidding. Tom just claims he's blonde still at 62.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't buy
sad.
Oh, okay.
But it's not true. I mean, is this a house you're going to stay in for a long time?
I've been in this house for a long time, and I really don't know. I mean, I'm kind of trying to figure. That's one of the parts of the equation is, locking up that $50,000. But, if I paid it off, I'm going to save about $10,000 to $12,000 in interest. So that's what I'm looking at.
What?
Over the 15 years, maybe.
Correct. Over the 15 years.
Yeah.
But she only has 10
okay.
years left. Oh, I guess that's probably right. Okay.
That's probably
Yeah.
but we could run the number. But yeah, if I was still questioning whether or not I would stay there, then there's no way I would pay it off. No way.
And the other
Not
thing
with
is
the
that
interest rate that low.
I feel so, if it's money you don't need to live on, and obviously it's not if you can put it in the house, then it's money you can afford to invest. And if you can afford to invest it, I find it hard to believe that over a 10-year period, 10 years, that's how long you have, that you can't, in even a balanced fund of some kind, beat the tar out of that mortgage rate on the interest rate on the mortgage.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
There's a science to managing money. I call it financial physics, and you can get a free copy of my easy-to-read book, Financial Physics, at talkingrealmoney.com/free, or there's an interactive version available on Apple iBooks. It's called Financial Physics, that's spelled with an F, and you can get it free at talkingrealmoney.com/free or in the Apple bookstore.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
And I want to thank all of you out there in our listening audience for making a liar out of me by calling us at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. This is something I actually want to be wrong about, that you weren't going to call, and now I'm officially wrong as we go to John. John, welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hi, John.
Hi there. Hey, listen, I'm 69 years old. I own my house. I draw Social Security, and I live on that. I've got $100,000 in a Vanguard IRA. Here's where you're going to yell at me. I have 50% of it in the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund, 10% in the Vanguard Total Bond Fund, and 40% in a money market cash. Then I also have $200,000 in a savings and loan, of which 40,000 is in CDs and the rest in cash. So I got
Okay, all right. See, I wasn't going to yell at you. I was not going to yell at you about the 40 grand until you got to the 200.
You're just one of those people who really wants to support the banks. I think it's very nice that people want to do that. You want to give them the money. They're paying you half of 1%, and they're investing.
They're lending it out at 18.
Yeah, whatever it is. So good for them, but not so good for you. Yeah, here's the thing about the IRA setting that is, well, first of all, with the IRA, honestly, with that situation, it should be stocks and bonds. I would not have a money market fund there. I mean, just use the total, have half of it then in the stock fund, half of it in the total bond fund. Get over it. There's no reason to hold money market there. None whatsoever I could see.
Unless you're trying to time the market, which we don't believe in.
Start buying small cap because it's gone up 20% in the last month. No, it's a bad joke. Okay, then to the 200. This is the bigger question on the table because is that money that you may need to draw from to supplement your Social Security along the way.
No, I have another 20 in the U.S. Bank that I can use that for that. But no, not really. But I've always kept it there, thinking I might want to buy a different house or something. But thinking I needed it liquid, but I probably don't need it that liquid. I mean, if it was in, what I mean, you can get it out of the stock market.
If it needs liquidity, if it needs a modicum of liquidity for your peace of mind, then what you need to do is stretch just a bit. We don't believe in making big stretches for yield, but a little stretch for yield. Look at something like that Vanguard Total Bond Index that you have for a large portion of that. Maybe keep a quarter of it truly liquid in a money market or a very short-term bond fund, and keep the other three-quarters in something that will have some volatility, but not so dramatic that it's going to hurt.
What about, here's another idea, what about a quarter of it in the Vanguard Total Stock Market, half of it in the Vanguard Total Bond, and then the other quarter in that money market fund you met? That way you have a lot of liquidity, really, and the bonds are going to move around, but not a lot. And the stocks give you at least a little bit of lift here over the next, we hope you get another 25 years out of life.
Okay. I hear you. The bonds are so boring, and you can lose money. But okay.
Yeah. But
okay, wait.
But they pay more than your bank account, which is even more boring.
And the money market.
Okay, good enough.
And
I just needed somebody.
John said something. John, hold on. You said something really important that a lot of people say, and I want to clarify this important point. The Vanguard Total Bond Index Fund owns 12,000 different bond issues. The maturity, on average, is just over 5 years, which leads you can pretty much conclude that about half of that portfolio comes due every 5 years. So while the value may decline with rising rates, the yield will gradually increase as the older bonds are replaced by newer, higher yielding bonds. And we forget that when we do this equation.
And Vanguard's own studies around this have suggested that you'd only be underwater for a period of, I think, 1 to 1.5 years. I mean, it's a very short. So it wouldn't go to zero for one thing, right? It would go down a little bit, but it wouldn't. And if you're drawing on it, you still have plenty of money there to draw on. Again, I think the 25 stock, 50 bond, 25 money market gives you a shot at a little tiny bit of growth. Mostly pretty stable. I think that's a reasonable approach.
If your stomach can handle it, I concur.
That's for the 200, and then 50-50 on the
50-50 on the IRA or something close to that. If you haven't done it yet, just for your own peace of mind, just so you know you better, go to Talking Real Money and take the free risk quiz.
Okay.
Figure out what your risk comfort level is.
Okay.
And we have the play-at-home version.
I know I needed to do this,
electrodes.
but I needed somebody to tell me. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Just sometimes you need somebody to tell you stuff.
No, I know. I get it, right? I mean, there's no different than all kinds of things in my life where somebody say, that you're really screwing that up. Fix it.
Yeah, fix it. Yeah,
which happens every morning when I get up around here. So I get it.
Yes. You live
No,
it.
I think that's... Honestly, to have all that money in the money market, we've talked about this a lot on this show. There's like $18 trillion in banks in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just want to know the same amount's there tomorrow. I get that, but here's the problem. The same amount's there, but things do get more expensive, even as low as they've been.
And I want you to reach into your wallet and see why this is such a bad idea. Just go into your wallet and pull out any of your credit cards and look at the bank name. Okay, that's a bank. Like I have one. I just pulled it out. Citibank. It's my Costco card.
You can hold that closer so I can see the number, please.
If I let this card, if I don't pay off the balance every month, all of you who have deposits at Citibank earning 0.01% are allowing Citibank to make from me 15 to 21 to 22% on the money. Do you see how ridiculous this is?
as Tom said, you're supporting your bank and their massive profits at your expense.
Yeah, and so this is just being efficient, right? If you have the cash, again, in my portfolio, the cash is either in stocks or bonds. There's a little bit in a high-yield savings account. That's it, though. It's there purposely. It's there either for my retirement, it's there for an emergency. That is it. There is no other cash sitting around waiting for whatever. Because you're going to be waiting a long time.
I was looking at my Schwab account, and I put some money into a short-term bond fund for my liquidity money. And yeah, I mean, I looked, and after I put it in a while ago, put it in several months ago, I looked back and I'd lost $900.
No.
Or something like that. It was like,
who got it, by the way? Where's that 900 go?
I don't know. Somebody just took it.
I've always wondered.
It just disappeared.
I've always wondered about
because the value of the bonds went down. Yeah. Short term. But then I look back and I got interest. And that interest over the next 12 months is going to far make up for what got sucked out magically.
But again, I think, I want to make sure that the point is clear. There is no reason to hold a lot of cash unless you're buying something. I can't think of another reason.
Because there isn't any.
I honestly, I mean, the only other reason would be, and because you hear this from money managers, well, I'm waiting for the price of Boeing to go back to 100. I'm waiting for Zoom to go down by 50%. You may be waiting a very long time.
See,
that's timing.
That is trying to time the market. And whether you believe us or not,
you should.
Timing has not worked. Oh my gosh, I'm just looking at this. The power supply cord for the tie line that I have here in the studio. Yeah, the brand name of the power supply, Trump Power. I did not know he had a power thing. Oh,
a lot of power
God,
there.
And Don are talking real money.
Everybody needs help with their money now and again, and if you need more help than we can give in the course of this podcast or show, set up an appointment with one of our advisors for a free actual meeting with no obligation and no high-pressure sales pitch. Just go to vestory.com, that's VESTORY.com, or call 800-386-3004.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
And while we love answering your questions on the show at 855-935-TALK, we really can't get into complex issues. For example, if you have one of these portfolios where you got these stocks and these mutual funds, you got different brokers, you got IRAs, you got 401ks, and you're trying to come up with a plan for retirement, well, getting all that in the course of even an hour of a show is impossible. And that's why many years ago, when we started our investment advice firm, Vestory, which is a fee-only firm, we decided that we would help everybody, whether they became a client or not, and we don't pressure them to buy anything. There's no obligation. Just go to vestory.com, VESTORY.com, and set up an appointment.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestory, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That should keep the lawyers happy.